Picture this, a dusty Potrero in Buenos Aires, no grass, no coach, no lines on the ground, just a worn ball and 8 kids playing like their lives depend on it. One small boy, maybe 7 years old, barefoot, weaves past 3 bigger kids in a space no bigger than your living room. He doesn't stop. He doesn't look up. He just goes. By the end of this video, you'll know the 3 things Argentinian parents and their culture do to build players like that. And the third one is the one almost every parent outside Argentina gets completely backwards. Stay with me, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Now, Argentina has won the World Cup 3 times. They've given the world Maradona and Messi, both from humble beginnings, both forged on rough dirt pitches before any professional coach ever touched them. And most people ask the wrong question about that. They ask, what's Argentina's secret training system? What academy program are they running? But here's the thing, the answer isn't a program, it isn't a curriculum, it isn't even a coach. It starts on a patch of dirt with a ball and no rules. So let's start there. With the dirt, the Potrero is everything. Potrero means rough, open ground. In Argentine neighborhoods, it's where football actually begins. No referee, no cones, no formation. Just kids, a ball, and chaos. And that chaos is the point. Because when you play on a tight, uneven surface with bigger kids pressing you from every angle, you learn things no drill can teach. You learn to protect the ball with your body. You learn to feel pressure before it arrives. You learn to think with your feet. Researchers who study motor skill development call this constraint-led learning. Argentine parents have just called it Tuesday afternoon for 100 years. The Potrero doesn't just build technique, it builds instinct. And instinct, once built, never leaves. Picture the surface itself for a second. The ground is hard and cracked. There's a rock near one goal and a puddle near the other, and every kid knows exactly where they are. The ball skips off the dirt at angles that make no sense. There are no clean bounces. There's no flat first touch waiting for you. So a child learns without ever being told to adjust 100 times a minute. To kill a bad bounce, to shield the ball when a bigger kid lunges in, to find a half second of space that on a smooth grass pitch wouldn't even matter. The chaos isn't a problem to be fixed. The chaos is the entire teacher, and by the time that child ever steps onto a real pitch, the real pitch feels easy. But the dirt pitch alone doesn't explain it, because plenty of countries have rough fields and kids who play on them. What makes Argentina different is what the parents do next, or rather, what they don't do. Think about what most youth football systems do. They organize, they structure, they correct. A child gets the ball and a coach immediately says, use your left foot, look up, pass it square. And for a few weeks, the child improves on that one thing, but then something else breaks. Argentine parents do the opposite. They hand the child a ball and they step back. They let the child touch it 10,000 times before anyone says a word about technique. Not because they don't care, because they understand something profound. Freedom of expression comes before structure. Always. And all those uncoached touches are building toward one specific thing. A thing Argentines have a name for. La Gambeta. It's one of the most celebrated concepts in Argentine football. It means the dribble, but that doesn't fully capture it. La Gambeta is the art of beating a defender one-on-one through cunning, flair, and improvisation. It's not just a move, it's a cultural value. In Argentina, the player who can take on a defender and leave them behind is celebrated the way a great musician is celebrated. There's beauty in it. There's pride in it. Maradona built his entire legend on it. Messi refined it to something almost supernatural, and both of them developed it the same way. Potrero, repetition, freedom to try. No one told young Diego to stop trying that nutmeg. No one told young Leo to stop cutting inside. They tried, they failed, they tried again, and slowly it became who they were. Now that's the first thing. Freedom builds technique. Hold on to that, because the second thing is bigger and it's invisible. There's a concept deeply embedded in Argentine culture called Viveza Criolla. It roughly translates to street-smart cleverness, reading a situation faster than your opponent, finding the gap that isn't there yet, making a decision before the moment demands it. In football terms, it's game intelligence, and it can't be coached in a classroom. It grows through unstructured play, through facing bigger kids, through losing 3-0 and figuring out why. Argentine parents foster Viveza Criolla not by explaining it, but by creating the conditions for it. They let children sort out their own problems on the pitch. They don't rush in when a child loses the ball. They don't soften the defeat. They watch, and they trust. Sound familiar? It should, because that trust is one of the most powerful developmental tools any parent can use. And it leads directly into the third thing, the one I promised you most parents get backwards. But before I show you that, let me tell you about Lionel Messi at age 4. His grandmother took him to the local club, Grandely. The coach turned him away. Too small, no age category, come back later. His grandmother didn't accept that. She pushed. She insisted. The coach eventually gave the boy a chance. Messi scored twice. Everyone's jaw dropped. What does that story tell us about Argentinian parenting? It tells us that the family is the first believer. Before any scout, before any academy, before any professional, there is a parent or a grandparent who sees something and refuses to let it be ignored. In Argentina, football is a family project. It belongs to everyone. Grandparents bring children to the pitch on weekends. Fathers replay matches on television and talk about the moves. Mothers support the dream even when the road is hard. It isn't pressure, it's passion. And children absorb that passion the way they absorb language, without thinking about it. Which brings us to the third thing, and here's where most parents outside Argentina get it exactly wrong. Everywhere else, the instinct is to protect, to smooth the road, to rescue the child the moment things get hard. Argentine parents do the opposite, and it looks almost harsh until you understand it. They call it garra. It means claws. It's the quality that keeps you fighting when the game is already lost. It's what drives a team to come back from 2 goals down. Argentine parents don't try to protect their children from the experience of losing or struggling. They let the hard moment land. They don't rescue the child from the Potrero when things get rough. They watch. They expect their child to find a way, and when the child does, the confidence that comes from that is real. It isn't the confidence from a parent saying, "Great job, sweetheart." It's the confidence from actually solving a hard problem, alone, under pressure, on an uneven dirt pitch with bigger kids trying to take the ball. That is where Garra is built. Not in speeches, in survival. That's the part the rest of the world gets backwards. We think confidence comes from protection. Argentina knows it comes from letting your child struggle and trusting they'll find a way out. And underneath all 3 of these things is something even simpler. Why do Argentinian children want to play football before anyone tells them to? Because football in Argentina is identity. It isn't just a sport. It's how the culture expresses itself. The same nation that gave the world tango, that values artistry, improvisation, and flair in its music and dance, values exactly those things in its football. A beautiful pass is poetry. A perfectly timed gambeta is art. Children grow up hearing that. They grow up believing that. And when a child believes that what they're doing matters beyond winning a game, they practice differently. They experiment. They create. They go again after they fail. Nearly 90% of Argentinians declare allegiance to a football club. Think about what that means. It means football is in the air a child breathes from the first day of their life. The culture itself is the coach. So here's your practical takeaway this week. Find a small space. A backyard, a driveway, a quiet park. Give your child a ball and let them play without instruction. No coaching, no correcting, no suggestions. Just watch. If they do something technically wrong, say nothing. If they try something wild and lose the ball, say nothing. Let them figure it out. 10 minutes a day. No pressure, no praise for specific moves. Just uninterrupted time to explore what a ball can do. Do that every day for 3 weeks. Watch who your child starts to become, because that is how a barefoot 7-year-old on a dusty Buenos Aires Potrero starts the journey toward becoming something the rest of the world watches in astonishment. Not because someone taught him every move, because someone gave him the freedom to find them himself.